What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and Sony's Spider-Verse seems to be taking some really cool directions that I think fans are really going to enjoy. Sony is expanding their Spider-Verse universe, which is going to be a big connected universe, much like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but of course this is going to be secluded to Spider-Man characters. And now we have an announcement for the next installation for the Sony Spider-Verse franchise, and it's pretty dang cool. Announced today. By the time this video gets out, it would probably have been announced for an hour now. Donald Glover is going to star in and produce a Spider-Man villain movie about the character Hypno Hustler. Hypno Hustler is a very interesting and kind of out there character. But we'll break the character down, talk about this upcoming movie, and talk about Sony's plans for the Spider-Verse, because right now they're actually looking really good, and the Spider-Verse is getting more exciting as time goes by. It seemed like they didn't really have a plan before, but now it's looking like everything is well underway with the new plan that they have. Also, reminder about our giveaway. We're giving away an item from the Marvel Legends series. All you got to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on each of our videos. We'll pick a random comment for the winner, and the winner will be announced in videos. So please don't fall for any of the scams out there. If you have won, it will be announced in a video. So at this point in time, I think a lot of people know Donald Glover. He's been in many movies at this point. He played Lando in Solo, a Star Wars story. He also played Troy Barnes in Community, which is an amazing series. And of course, not to mention, he is also the Childish Gambino. Many people know who that is. He sings the very popular song This Is America, and I also suggest checking out Sweatpants. That's a really great one as well. Today, this is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. The title of the article reads, as I stated, Donald Glover to star in, produce Spider-Man movie based on villain Hypno Hustler. It then goes on to say, Glover is attached to star and produce a feature set in Sony's Spider-Man universe of the Marvel Comics characters. So, make no mistake, this is set in the same universe that Venom is set in, that Morbius is set in, and that Madam Web is set in. And we'll get into what this means for the entire universe and how Sony actually has a good plan in just a bit, but let's first talk about how Miles Murphy, the son of actor and comedian Eddie Murphy, is already on board with the project to write it. It has no title right now, but as the Hollywood Reporter stated, it's to revolve around Hypno Hustler, one of the more obscure Spider-Man villains. Now, let's address kind of the elephant in the room. Yes, Donald Glover was in Spider-Man Homecoming. So technically, Donald Glover, he does exist in the MCU as Prowler, the uncle of Miles Morales. And this really does make you wonder if there is any plan to kind of continue that story with him being Prowler in the MCU. I'm saying no after we get this announcement. I'm pretty sure Miles Morales is going to make his way to the MCU at some point in time, most likely after Tom Holland's Spider-Man is done, probably within the next 3 to 5 years. However, it probably won't be based off of Prowler being his uncle, or if it is, they probably won't ever mention it again. Or if they do happen to mention again, Donald Glover probably won't be shown because they don't want to mix the two universes, especially since he's playing a completely different character. Now, I am really excited for this because this character, I think, is absolutely perfect for Donald Glover to play. He's probably not a very well-known character, but he was created by Bill Mantlo, the writer who also created Rocket Raccoon, and also created by the artist Frank Springer. And he's very heavily influenced by the disco era. As the Hollywood Reporter states, this was the product of the disco music scene when he first appeared in Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man number 24 in 1978. His real name was Antoine Desaulnes, the leader of a band called the Mercy Killers, and he uses hypnosis technology in his instruments on his audience in order to rob them. Now, if you are a fan of Donald Glover / the Childish Gambino, and if you've seen Community all the way through, you could probably picture how Donald Glover is perfect for this character. In fact, when I hear that he is playing Hypno Hustler, I think of one particular scene here.
Santa invented Spielberg and microchips.
Santa invented Coca-Cola and aerobics.
Granted, he is a lot older now, but his acting skills have improved vastly as well. Not to say he wasn't great in Community, because he absolutely was. But I think this is an incredible project for Donald Glover, and I think this is actually a really good direction that Sony is taking, and it says a lot about their future plans for their Spider-Verse. In fact, I think this is an extremely important move, and I'll explain in just a bit, but first, big thank you to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. Most people know about Mint Mobile because of Ryan Reynolds, but most people don't know about Mint Mobile's amazing quality. Now, I live in the mountains and service isn't too good. However, Mint Mobile sent me a free plan and I get better service with their plan than I do with my other provider. But what's crazy is their plan is so much cheaper. Mint Mobile offers wireless for just $15 a month. They give you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family, and at Mint Mobile, families start at only 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Plus, Mint Mobile's modern family plan lets you mix and match data plans so everyone gets the amount of data that's right for them, and you can use your own phone and keep your same number and contacts. So, to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, including the modern family plan, go to mintmobile.com/cosmic. That's mintmobile.com/cosmic. Cut your wireless bill down to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/cosmic. Now, something that I think needs to be addressed is how important this movie actually is for the Sony Spider-Verse. I've already seen a ton of comments online stating that Sony sucks, he's supposed to be Prowler, we're supposed to get Miles Morales, and I totally and absolutely get that. However, Spider-Man Homecoming was in 2017, almost 6 years ago. And as we know, their plans have definitely changed over the course of these almost 6 years. And like I mentioned before, I think they're going to go a different route with Miles Morales in the MCU. But also at the same time, I do think this is a good idea for Sony because they're doing something that hasn't really been done much before. They are telling the stories of not only heroes, but also villains. We're getting the Kraven the Hunter movie, and the test screenings have already come out for that, and people say that it's actually pretty good. Plus, we have had a ton of superhero movies, all focused really on heroes over the past decade and then some. Actually, over 2 decades now. And there hasn't really been much focus on villains. Of course, the focus on the villains is in other superhero movies also about heroes. Loki was really the first series that we got that was focused on a villain, and even then, he kind of didn't really become the villain by the end. He was kind of a hero. And I love Loki, and I'm not bashing it by any means, but I do like the idea of diving into villains' stories. And this makes Sony's Spider-Verse different than what we've really got before. And this really does open up its potential. Now, they are starting their own multiverse in the Spider-Verse. Madam Web is supposed to introduce it. And this is really great, and I feel like Sony really is heading in the right direction. They are making a Spider-Verse where they can connect a bunch of different Spider-Man characters, but not only just different variants of Spider-Man, but other characters including villains. And there are a ton of Spider-Man villains that I would love to get their own project, whether that be a show or a movie. Just imagine if we got a movie on Black Cat, a movie completely about Kingpin, or completely about Dr. Octopus or Norman Osborn. I personally think that fans would really enjoy these movies, and it would be very refreshing. And I think that's what Sony is onto right now. They're creating a Spider-Verse that isn't just focused on Spider-Man, but it's focused on everyone around Spider-Man from the comics, including villains. I personally think that this is an extremely good idea, and this actually kind of makes me more excited for the Sony Spider-Verse. But hey, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things relating to the Spider-Verse. For live updates, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.